Samurai ate rice. In fact, they were paid in rice. They were given a fuchi a day, which was just under a litre of rice a day. Of course, loyal samurai would be paid more. Government officials, on the other hand, would often be given around 5 fuchis of rice, but this was pretty much their diet. Of course, they ate other assortments of food, but it was largely vegetarian. It was one of the reasons why Japan never got involved in the spice and pepper trade, was because they had no need of it, because they didn't eat meat. And this worked out well for the Japanese military until the modern period. In fact, around 1880, when Japanese sailors started making long voyages, there were a lot of reports and deaths caused by beriberi. That's just a vitamin deficiency, so ships started introducing new and varied diets. In fact, a few weekly plans for diet still survive from on board ships in World War II, and rice would be eaten with every meal, but so too would tokuwan, and this is every meal each and every day, and tokuwan is essentially a pickled radish. But they would also be given other stuff, like ginger and dried fish, or tofu soup, leaf soup, and herring eggs. And compared to the army, this was pretty luxurious. I mean, the army were given around 30 ounces of rice and vegetables a day. They were given around 7 ounces of meat. They were given a couple ounces of bean paste and pickled radish a day. And compared to the civilian population, especially towards the end of the war, this was even more luxurious than what they got. In fact, the Australian army, who ate around 4,000 calories, ate around twice as much as the Japanese soldiers, and the Americans ate even more than that. And if you're interested, a new recruit in the American army will get around $50 US a day. That's around $850 by today's standards. And they would get allowances if they had family. That's comparable to about a lieutenant colonel in the Japanese army at the time. A private in the Japanese army really didn't get paid. Well, that's not exactly true. They were given 6 yen a month, which is around $1 by that standard, so around a 50th of what the American soldier was given. They were given extra, around 6 yen extra if they served in China, around 7 yen extra if they were served in Indochina, and around 8 yen extra if they served elsewhere, probably in the Pacific. And the situation was made even worse for these soldiers because they often used occupation currency that was made redundant once the areas were retaken. Today though, the Japanese army have around 21 different options in their Type 2 ration packs. That's comparable to what the British army gets. But out of the G8 nations, they only pay more than the Russians and the Italians, so they're still not very well paid.